That's right. Us, a weekly reporter, Jan Paris, is back on the couch to give us all the morning scoop. And by the way, it is Kelly Clarkson's 32nd birthday today, hence the music we're playing for you.
Perfect.
So let's talk about what happened with George Clooney. Now,
I know.
This is really juicy stuff in Las Vegas with Steve Wynn, like the Mr. Wynn of the Wynn Hotel.
Like the Mr. Wynn,
Yeah, so we know Clooney's a big supporter of President Obama. So what happened exactly?
Of course, Steve Wynn is a huge Republican. George Clooney, huge Democrat, big fan and friend of President Obama. And what do you get when you put these two guys together? You know, drinking tequila all night long. You're going to have a big political fight that goes down. I mean, literally, these guys were screaming at each other over dinner 2 weeks ago at the Encore Hotel in Vegas. I mean, they're calling each other curse words that I can't say on morning television.
We actually have a little bit more about that. So let me go ahead and I'll say the quote, but I will edit it. So Clooney issued a statement in which he said, quote, "I said the president was my longtime friend." And then he said, "Your friend is a hole. At that time, I told Steve that he was an and I wasn't going to sit at his table while he was being such a
Wow.
So there it is for you.
There you go. Lots of
What did Mr. Wynn say about this?
He basically said, listen, you know, George is a nice guy. I will have dinner with him again, but I'm going to show up early and leave early. So he
was insulting him for his drinking and
totally.
his alcoholic
And Clooney said, listen, I don't
tendencies.
hate the guy because of his political views. It's just his character. I just don't like the guy in general.
Yeah.
So guess we won't see the two of these guys at dinner anytime soon, or at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, you know, together next weekend. So it should be interesting to see if we see Clooney in Vegas again.
You know who else we may not see soon? Chris Brown.
No,
his trial was delayed, and he, you know, several months. It was pushed off for several months. So what do you think? Is he going to stay in jail until then?
Well, he has to. He actually has to stay in jail in Virginia until his next court date, June 25th. I mean, this kid cannot stay out of trouble. I mean, obviously, everybody knows him for that awful thing that he did to his girlfriend, Rihanna, and he was on probation because of that. Back in October, he actually hit a fan outside of his hotel for trying to take a picture with him. So being on probation, he hit a fan, so now he's even facing more jail time because of that.
What are we talking? How much time?
We're talking 6 months for basically striking out at, at a fan and violating his probation, which can get him like another 4 years.
Wow, that was back in what, 2009 with
2009 with Rihanna.
And also his bodyguard just recently was accused of being guilty. So how does that look for him?
And not so great at all. So it doesn't look like a fun summer for Chris Brown, that's for sure.
Well, this is fun. Jodie Foster.
Yeah, wedding bells.
Yeah,
I know.
Married
So
woman.
good. Congratulations
we were just talking about it before. So it was the Golden Globes when she made that speech last year. Kind of was the first time she kind of came out in a sense.
I mean, for people around Hollywood for years knew that she obviously was gay, but she never actually came out and said it or spoke or confirmed like who she was, you know, dating. Last year at the Golden Globes, she gave her famous speech that, of course, nobody can forget. And she started dating a woman shortly right after that, Alexandra Hedison. And
she's a photographer, right?
She's a photographer. She actually was in the L Word as well on Showtime. So we just heard that they had gotten married this past weekend. So we're really, really happy for them. They've been dating just under a year. You know, Alexandra's great with Jodie's 2 boys, and we're really happy for her.
She's typically so private. I'm glad she shared this to know a little bit more about her. She's really intriguing.
She never, ever, ever confirms any reports that we ever take to her, so it's really nice to see that she can finally be herself and be happy.
But wait, we found out after the fact. No, it wasn't like we had paparazzi stalking.
Oh no, we found after. No, this is not going to be a paparazzi. You're going to have helicopters flying over.
I was
not there in the bushes, right? So we're really happy.
Okay, we've been talking about Tori Spelling. What a crazy, crazy episode. The show actually debuted. How did it go?
You know, the ratings weren't so hot, but
I thought they would have been.
Yeah, and you know, she's on her cover this week. The cover is selling so great. I mean, she did her first sit-down interview with us actually this past week, and people really people do love her. You know, I really do think that people love sitting, unfortunately, watching a train wreck of a family and a mother of 4 children going through this, and people really sympathize with her. But the ratings, again, weren't so hot, but that doesn't mean people aren't going to DVR it or watch it online or...
we were showing was really the sound that got everyone up and off their seat. Dean was saying to his therapist that she's not giving him enough sex. He wants it more than 2 times a week.
Yeah, it's
so
really
what do you think about that? I know.
And in her interview, too, that she gave with us last week, she was like, I didn't know that we had a sexless marriage. I thought our marriage was great.
Well,
I thought he loved me.
A lot more than others. But I mean, I'm condoning her. I think it's great that she's been out there and so public with it because it is a very private matter. Most of us wouldn't want to share that information. But the fact that she's always been honest, living her life in front of the cameras, and she didn't stop it just for this personal moment, I respect her for that.
She said, listen, everyone's been here since the start. I'm not going to cut people off now. know?
That is impressive. I don't know
is
if
a
I would
problem,
be that
though.
big of a
The start of their relationship, what happened, right? Because they both were cheating with significant others while they were still married. So,
Exactly.
I mean, you kind of...
And Tori told us, too. She goes, you know, in the back of my mind, I always had a little gut feeling that this would happen to me, too.
Yeah.
You know, what is the reaction online? What are people saying? What is the
People
baseline?
are really lashing out on Dean, and
Oh,
they're
they are.
really supporting Tori. I mean, this is a real, you know, a girl that we've watched grow up since a teenager. She has 4 beautiful kids. Nobody likes to see a family get ruined like this. So we really are supporting her, and we're kind of
All right,
happy
so
that
I want to
she's
bring this up
saying
again one time about George Clooney and Steve Wynn. Do you think we're going to see the two of them ever, you know, playing at a blackjack table again anytime soon, drinking some tequila, or
You know,
is their
it wouldn't
relationship going
shock
to be
me.
affected
Yeah, right?
because of this?
Probably affected, but it wouldn't shock me. Maybe these two guys will come together for some kind of charity event to bring some buzz to the casino and to George Clooney's tequila line, because that's what started this all.
I've heard that Clooney, when he drinks, he gets a little rambunctious. That's always been the rumor in Hollywood,
Is he ever
right?
not?
No. What's going on with his girlfriend? Is he technically still dating that
He's technically,
lady?
yeah, he is still technically, I can't even pronounce her name, but she's a big lawyer in Britain. She's a long
Beautiful
name.
and smart.
Yeah, beautiful and
Brains
smart,
and
but
beauty.
yeah, you know, this is a guy, good looking. He always has a pretty woman on his arm, so you can't hate him too much for that.
No, you can't. Well, a little.
A little bit.
A little. Jen Paris, it's always so good to have you. We love when you're here on the couch. Don't forget to check out the latest issue of Us Weekly. It is available on newsstands now. There it is for you. Look at that sweet little face. I am a new mom, and every baby I see, I'm like, oh.
The best.